Hi, my name is Alexa Leal, and I will be reviewing The Big Sick. I was really excited to watch this movie because it had won a couple Oscars last year, and it was also based on a true story. So the movie is written and directed by Kamel and Emily Nyanji, um, about their love story. And Kamel actually stars in the movie, and Emily is played by an actress. Both of their parents are also in the film. Mostly Emily's parents, Beth and Terry. So the movie takes place in Chicago, in the city, but mostly in the hospital. To kind of give some background on the characters, Kamel is a comedian, and he's working on building up his fame and his popularity. And Emily is a graduate student working on her psychology degree. So they meet in a comedy club where Kamel is performing, and they hit it off. So neither one of them was looking for a relationship, but they hit it off and they start spending all their time together. Eventually, their relationship gets more serious, and Emily wants to meet his parents as well as Kamel to meet her parents. So she brings up him meeting her parents, he blows it off, and she kind of gets this, sick feeling, this negative feeling like something's wrong. And lo and behold, Kamel is from Pakistan, which she knew, but he's from Pakistan. He moved to the United States when he was 18. And in Pakistan, it's commonplace to have an arranged marriage. So his parents are an arranged marriage, his older brother was in an arranged marriage, and the same was expected for him. So the whole time Emily and Kamel were dating, Kamel's mom was bringing potential brides over to their family dinners for Kamel to meet and be introduced and to see how they got along. All while Emily and Kamel were still dating, and she's hurt, not so much that he was dating or talking to people while they were dating, but because his parents had no idea that she existed. Because in Kamel's culture, if you married someone outside of the Muslim faith and also someone that wasn't Pakistani, you were disowned by your family. So he doesn't know if she's worth the risk of losing his family. So they get in this huge fight because A, he was being dishonest with her and didn't let her know like that they had no idea who she was, and B, because he wasn't sure where they were going, and she wasn't sure what how serious he was about her. So they break up. A couple weeks later, Emily ends up in the hospital from the flu, and her friends call Kamel to come to the hospital because they can't be there with her and they want somebody to be around. So Kamel comes over to the hospital, and while he's there, the doctor asks if they can induce a coma to help her fight the infection. So she goes under a coma, and it's Kamel's responsibility to let his ex-girlfriend's parents that he's never met know that she's in a coma now, and that they need to come over. So he meets her parents for the first time while she's under, and has no buffer, just meets them in the raw, and they know everything about him, so they have a negative feeling towards him. And the movie kind of just shows how their relationship develops while she's in the coma without any help, and how they kind of grow to get along and to eventually love each other while she's the whole while she's under anesthesia in the coma. It goes into Emily's parents' relationship, but mostly it focuses on Kamel and Emily's parents as a relationship as a whole. Eventually, Emily comes out of the coma, and Kamel's ready to be serious with her, but she's kind of in the same stage that she was before because she's been asleep this whole time. And so they kind of have a rocky start and eventually get back together, which is the happy ending. That's the end. Woo! So the big triumphs of the movie are Kamel really grows to appreciate and understand Emily's parents. He also eventually wins Emily back, so that's a huge triumph. They eventually become husband and wife, and it's a happy ending. Some negatives and downfalls. Kamel's family does disown him for dating a white woman, but they eventually come back. But for the most part in the movie, they're against it. Also, Kamel's dishonest with Emily, and they have a breakup. And Emily is really sick for most of the movie, so there's some real pitfalls in the movie, but there's also some really happy, funny moments. Um, so if I were to kind of be the psychologist of the movie, based on what I've learned from the class, I would definitely bring up honesty and communication as the biggest parts. The it's okay to lie as long as I'm not caught really destroyed Emily and Camel's relationship for a good period of time, because Emily, in my opinion, he could have told Emily, being fully honest with her, hey, I love you, but I also really don't know where this is going. I'm still a little frightened to tell my parents, but if you give me time and some space to work on it with them, I can get there. But instead, he kind of hid it from her, and it led to a breakup. Also, communication with his parents was vital, but he completely missed that point. He didn't let them know that he wasn't sure if he wanted to be Muslim anymore. He didn't let them know that he didn't want to be in an arranged marriage, and he also didn't let them know that he was dating somebody seriously. He just completely avoided the whole thing. And so I think that he could have grown his relationship with his parents if he had been honest with them from the get-go and worked on things a little bit longer, instead of just abruptly telling them while she was in the coma that he loved her. So I think that that would have really helped if he had been communicating with them the whole time how he was feeling, what he wanted with his life, and being honest and upfront that, hey, I love this girl, I want to be with her, and I don't care what you say, instead of just kind of hiding it and putting it under the rug. So being honest would have worked wonders and had them, both of them, avoid a big sticky situation and created a more loving relationship between his parents and him, and also Emily and him. I think the movie does a really good job, however, on focusing on forgiveness. The biggest forgivers, I would say, are Emily's parents. They forgive Kamel even though they don't really need to. He's their daughter's ex-boyfriend, and they don't really have to deal with him anymore if they didn't want to, but they chose to forgive him and really start to see his positive side. And because of it, they become a better team to help support Emily while she's healing from her sickness. And so I think that that really showed what we learned in class about forgiveness, that they forgave even when it wasn't really necessary. You know, they forgave for them. Also, Emily forgave Kamel in a way that I think really encapsulates what we learned in class, that she forgave him, not, pardoned him of his stuff, but she forgave him fully, and she wasn't just going to hold it over his head. So she forgave him. At the end of the movie, they moved past it and she forgot it. So she forgave and forget, and she didn't just forgive him, but she also just forgot it and they moved past it. So I think that was a great movie for me to kind of show relationships from parents, and also just loving relationships and partners. I think it really showed all the things that we've learned in class between honesty and communication and forgiveness, and so many other things that go into relationships. I think it showed how you can hurt a relationship by not having those things, but also how you can heal a relationship by having those things. So I really enjoyed the movie, and I hope that you do too. Thank you.